Hi, I'm Simon Jake from Haggis Western Films. I'm getting interviewed today.
How did you get into filmmaking?
Years and years ago, I used to watch spaghetti westerns. Absolutely loved them. And I used to sit with my granddad for years, just wondering how they made films and how they put them together. And I was interested in the behind the scenes stuff. Now, years ago, it's not like nowadays where you get DVDs where you've got all the behind the scenes stuff. It was very hard to get behind the scenes documentaries. So when they came on the TV, I was straight in there wanting to know how it all worked and things like that. And when I was at college, I done a short course on film production. And I got on a big VHS video camera, about this size, weighed an absolute ton, and just made some short horror films and really just got the bug and just advanced and advanced and advanced, and it's kind of grown from there.
Is that where you got the name for Haggis Western Films?
Haggis Western Films was actually a happy mistake. What happened was I was at the Loch Ness Film Festival and I was showing my first kind of proper feature film, Well Side of Life. And somebody said that they were on about the kind of the way the film was shot. It was very much like a spaghetti western, and I said, well, it's like a Scottish spaghetti western. I said, you could call it a haggis western. So in my head I'm thinking, oh, I'm keeping that name. So I drove all the way right down from Inverness back to my house in Falkirk and bought the name Haggis Western Films and never looked back. That's how the name came about.
Well, it's certainly memorable.
Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, Haggis Western Films, I know the company through just obviously the name being quite catchy, and I think we've invented our own kind of genre as well, the Haggis Western Film. But yeah, I just love the title, so I'm going to stick with that. I love it, so keep it.
Who do you think is the most influential person on your career?
Sergio Leone, by far. Sergio Leone, though, Good, the Bad and Ugly, Once Upon a Time in the West. I mean, after watching these films, you've experienced something. You've not just watched a film, you just, oh wow, I want to watch that again. I want to just, I mean, the way he frames shots, the way that he puts music into his films, on Morricone as well, just the whole experience. I mean, it's 3 hours long, a lot of his films. That's the thing. So you do come away with just that wow factor. So I'll say Sergio Leone is definitely one of my biggest influences, as a director, on the directing side anyway. Sergio Leone.
What about the acting side?
The acting side, well, Clint Eastwood. Going back to that same thing, Good, the Bad and Ugly, with Fistful of Dollars. I mean, Clint Eastwood, he doesn't have to say much.
No.
It's all in his eyes and the way he looks, presence. And it's less dialogue, a presence as well, Clint Eastwood. But there's lots of actors, I mean, there's so many to name that I just love nowadays as well. Like Tom Hardy, I'm a huge fan of Tom Hardy. He's just amazing, really good actor. Just so intense as well, just really takes over the role. But yeah, I would say that, definitely.
Following that, what's your favourite film?
I get asked this all the time. Do you know, I have my favourite 2 films, and if I had to choose between the 2, it would be a really, really hard decision. Good, the Bad and Ugly, I would say, is up there with Once Upon a Time in the West, and it just tips it ever so slightly. But I would say it's very hard to choose between the Good, the Bad and Ugly and Once Upon a Time in the West. But then I'm a big fan of The Exorcist as well. When I watched The Exorcist, I wanted to go and make films as well. So I wanted to scare people. I wanted to.
Like the horror thriller side as well.
It was, the fact is that, I mean, back in these days there was no massive special effects or things like that. It was all done with on the day, and makeup artists got involved as well. But do you know, it's so hard to choose my favourite. Good, the Bad and Ugly, I would say, if I really had to, if my life depended on it, it'd be Good, the Bad and Ugly. Definitely.
How was the process of making The Last Love Letter? I heard it took 2 years.
About a year and a half. Yeah, Last Love Letter. It's a learning curve. You start to learn things. You learn about the camera settings, you learn about frame rates, you learn that you should really go and light shots up. So with The Last Love Letter, I spent a bit more time on one scene. Whereas my last films, it was a case that looked through the camera, that looks fine, yep, great, let's get on with the scene. And there was no rehearsal with actors and things like that on the day. And I just go away and think, oh, that's far too grainy, the footage, it's a nightmare, I'm going to have to go and shoot that again. So you learn a lot of your mistakes as well. But The Last Love Letter was all about the kind of pre-production, the making sure we got the right actors on board as well, lighting shots up, making sure the camera's the right settings, knowing that when we're going to show it in Cineworld, it's going to be put in a digital cinema package rather than just on a Blu-ray or a DVD disc. So it had to be the right scope for it to show in the cinema. So there's a lot more involved rather than just saying, right, that's the cameras. Yeah, a lot more technical. Wanted the film to look cinematic because it was shot cinematic. It looks. I wanted it to look big on the screen as well, wide open shots. Which Sergio Leone, that comes back into that as well. So.
What was the kind of equipment that you were using?
We used Panasonic GH4s, which shoots in 4K, but shoots cinema 4K. rather than just your Ultra HD for TVs. It shoots in the proper,
the big one.
yeah, the big one, yeah, the big 4K. And but it wasn't just about shooting it in the Panasonic, it was all about colour correction.
Yeah.
Using DaVinci Resolve, I use a lot of that and things to get, because the footage off the camera looks very, not video-ish, but even though you're shooting 24 frames, it still has that tiny video kind of feel about it, so I have to go and colour correct it to get that filmic look as well, the cinematic look, maybe add a bit of graining as well. So there is a bit of work involved with rather than just been sort of filming it with the cameras. So people always say, what camera are you using? But to me it's all about how you finish it, how you finish. I mean, people are shooting movies on iPhones and they look absolutely amazing. That's the thing, it's just, yeah.
What editing software did you use?
Premiere Pro.
Right.
Premiere Pro, I love Premiere Pro. I can just work really fast with it, I know what's going on. It works for me, it's been perfect. And I'm part of Adobe Cloud as well, which means you get all the updates, you pay your monthly fee, and you get basically every time there's a new update you're getting it, which is fantastic. But I love the software. I had for me to change. I've used Avid and Final Cut. I used the old Final Cut before they changed it, but I found Premiere Pro does everything I need it to do. So, and it does great with 4K footage as well.
What about how you got cast involved and crew?
We had a casting. There was a few. When I shot Set in Rainbow, that was the first time I'd really shot with real actors. Yeah. When I shot Well Side of Life in Cowboy Court, it was my friends who were fantastic, and they done what I learned from them as well, and they came on board and helped me out. And Set in Rainbow, I got a few more actors involved, people with experience. I learned a lot from these guys, honestly, about getting prepared and things, and basically remembering your lines, rather than just turning up and thinking, right, okay, that's my line, and doing it one line at a time. With Set in Rainbow, it was like, right, I'd do my shot, right, okay, here's my line, and there was no flow. It was just line, there was no flow. Oh. And when it came to Last Love Letter, we're getting kind of actors on board through the casting thing that we'd done. People were learning their lines, which was fantastic. So I thought, I better up my game here. Rather than just learning one line, I was learning the whole scene, so we could shoot the whole scene as it was from one angle, shoot the whole scene as it was from another angle, and it was just learned so much. But we've done a casting for The Last Love Letter, which, as well as some people from Set in Rainbow, so which was great. But I got a great cast for Last Love Letter. Really proud of the guys in the film. Really proud.
Have you got a lot of open things for young people to get involved in filming? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we've got the Haggis Western Facebook page. If people want to get involved, we're approachable. We're not the kind of company that says, oh, here's someone else emails. We'll always answer back as soon as we can. So we've got a Facebook page, we've got a website that's been updated at the moment. So, but most of the stuff's through Facebook, and if anyone's wanting experience or just wants to come along and work the cameras, work the sound and help us, we're more, honestly, we started as well learning, so we're always more than happy to get people on board.
What's in the future for Haggis Western?
Haggis Western Films, we've got the Second Life Club, which is a big project. It needs a budget, so we're going to do a funding campaign for that. I've been funding the last films myself, but it's came to a point now where there's only so many houses I can remortgage and so many things I can sell in the house before I can make my next feature. So we're going to do a kind of a crowdfunding sort of thing for the Second Life Club. So I'm at the moment in between choosing between making it a feature film or making it a 10 episode season. So I've written so much for this film. So I write and write. When I get an idea, I just keep going, and I've got an actual big series around the film, but I'll try and condense it. So that's the next thing. But Second Life Club, I think so.
Do you like the scripting then a lot, or is it stressful?
I love it. I love script writing. Absolutely love it. I mean, I'll be lying in my bed at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Right, that character's got to do this. He's got to end up doing that, and I'll actually get up. But it's great now because you've got your iPhone. So into your notes, right, okay, this character's doing that, and then right, okay, I can sleep knowing that I'm not going to forget that idea because I get ideas in the weirdest places. I could be on a night out with one of my friends and think he's talking to me, and it's just I'm not even listening. I'm thinking, oh, maybe we could have a nightclub scene here, one of the characters or whatever. You're always thinking what you're going to do, So, but I love the script writing. So, I absolutely love it.
Have you got any advice for young filmmakers that want to get involved with?
Just go out and do it. Get a camera, get a cheap camera, whatever. It's so affordable to go and make something that's really good looking nowadays. That's the thing. I mean, you can pick up DSLRs now for a couple of £100 that shoot in HD that look fantastic. You can edit them on some of the. I mean, when I first started Final Cut, the original Final Cut cost me I think £1,000 for the whole lot. Nowadays you're picking up. I'm not saying £100 not a lot of money, but it's more accessible now to go and edit, to go and learn a bit. I mean, I love Apple. I'm an Apple geek. I shoot everything and then edit on the Apple. So You can pick up laptops as well and edit. So the sky's the limit nowadays. What you can do. There's no excuse not to be able to go out, write a script, a short story, and go out and film it. Get your friends together. That's what I done. And I never knew I was ever going to be able to show a film at Cineworld, and we done well. We sold out 2 full screens, 500 people in one night, and they're on our screen. So it's there. It's accessible nowadays. Definitely, yeah.
How did the screenings go?
Amazing. Really, really chuffed. Yeah, the feedback we got was phenomenal. Do you know, when you shoot something, you get a good feeling about it, and you think, I'm happy with that. My last films, I would always go back and say, right, wish I'd changed that, or I wish I'd done this, or done that. But the last Love Letter, there's nothing I would change in it, which is a great feeling. There's always things in your mind you think, oh, maybe I could have maybe shot that, but I was so happy. And the feedback was phenomenal, really good. So I'm really pleased. The twist as well, which I'm not going to spoil it now, but the twist really worked. People loved the twist. So that was fantastic. It's always great when you sit. I always sit at the back of the cinema and I watch people's reactions. I know the twist is coming up, and I'm watching, and you just see, oh, right, okay, that's how it comes together basically. So I just love seeing. I love shocking people as well and seeing their reactions to things.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we're going to be hitting the film festivals. There's a rumour we're going to be showing it in Cineworld again, because loads of people are wanting to see it. So we'll just see what happens as well. So we've got tons of stuff happening with it.
That's good. Do you think short films are a good way for young people?
Yeah, definitely. The good thing I love about short films is you can shoot it, say, a weekend, and you can have a finished product during the week, and you've got that, oh, I've made a film. Get it on YouTube, get it on Vimeo, get it out there. No matter how bad you think it is. I mean, my first film that I shot, before Well Side of Life, I look back now and think, oh, right, okay, I changed that. But you learn more for your mistakes, I think, than anything else. Like continuity, things like making sure the actors got the same stuff on. That's the thing about a short film as well. You're only shooting it through a kind of short period of time. Yeah. So I would definitely say short films are fantastic. And you learn a lot as well in a short film.
Yeah, you meet folk.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people. You're just getting out there and doing it, but you're having the finished product quite quickly that you can put on YouTube, and it's got your name out there. It's putting your name out there. So I mean, I made a short film. Actually, I made a feature first before I made a short, which was the wrong way of doing it, by the way. I made the feature, then made a short called Certain Rainbow, and that became a feature, because I ended it in the short and thought I could take that elsewhere. And a lot of people do that. They make short films and then they think, oh, right, I could turn that into a feature. So you find a lot of big directors actually have short films out that they've actually made into feature films. I can't remember a few off the top of my head, but there is a few out there.
Or someone like
that. I've seen DVDs that I've bought, and you've seen maybe an extra all about the short version of it, and you think, oh, that's where they got the idea from as well. So short films, definitely, so
how is it you would go about meeting other film people? Like,
Facebook's good for it. Get involved in groups, network, things like that.
I know there's your page that.
Haggis Western Films. When we're actually, funny you mention shorts, I've got a short horror film written, which is about 20 minutes long, that I'm thinking about doing before the Second Life Club, just as a way to get something else out there before I start to get the funding for the Second Life Club as well. We're looking for it's just a nice wee horror film, a little creepy film that I'm hoping to start shooting over the next couple of months, just to have something before we do the Second Life Club.
Getting very busy then.
Yeah. So there's tons of stuff happening. The thing about the short films, you can put them on things like Vimeo and YouTube, and you can let people see, get your name out there, and people remember you, because people want to see what you've done before. That's the thing. When we shot Well Side of Life and we turned up at Cineworld wanting to show it, the guy was like, oh, right, okay, you've made a film, right, okay, bring it in. Well, but now because I've got a bit of past record on my films, the automatic letters coming in, so it's getting your name out there as well. So
how much do you like to experiment with different styles and different techniques when you're filming?
Oh yeah, that's a big thing as well. Yeah, see, when as I say, I'm going back to the whole Sergio Leone thing. I love the wide angle shots and I love the close up sort of thing. So I mean, the thing is, see, when you're shooting something that you've put your own money into, you don't have a time limit on it. So you're thinking, right, we've got all day here. I'm going to experiment with a different few shots. So maybe I'll do something that's a kind of a far away shot, and think I'll do it from a different angle. So I experiment as well with different things on the day. Actors, I'll say, oh, I've got an idea, and they'll go, oh no, here he goes again. So like, why don't we try it this way? So you have a bit more time. But in a production where you're obviously up against time, then you're not getting the same time to experiment. But I do love experimenting with different shots and looks as well. Colour correction looks, because the colour correction is a big thing as well. If you've got a colour that looks really quite drab, but we used it for the 70s scenes, made it look quite kind of washed out as well.
That's quite good. You can do that, eh?
Yeah, because colour correction is a big thing. I experiment a lot, but yeah, that's a good question. I usually do a lot of that as well, eh? So
Aye. Well, thanks very much.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Cheers.
Anytime.
You can check out Haggis Western Films' official website at haggiswesternfilms.co.uk.